What is up, guys, and welcome to the Meeple Minded Podcast, the podcast where we talk all things tabletop gaming. My name is Jason.
And I'm James.
And I'm Ant, the third voice.
How are you doing this week, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
Gentlemen's a bit far-fetched, though.
It is a bit far-fetched. I mean,
There's gentlemen here.
not bad from our 2-week break, let's just say.
Oh, God, yeah, it has been. It's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? Yeah. See, it doesn't feel like that because obviously I saw you the other evening.
Of course, yes.
Where we played lots of games.
We
which
did.
was good fun. But yes, 2 weeks away from the pod. James, did you enjoy your time away?
No, you still made me work.
Too right. You had a game club to run.
I did, indeed.
You did, yes. I was watching the news and everything, expecting a large fire in Crawley, but luckily there wasn't one, which is good.
Oh, you
I tried.
little faith this guy had.
I tried.
I kind of feel sorry for him, actually, because he was horrendously busy.
It
that
was.
night.
Was it really?
Deceptively. It wasn't in terms of bookings, but didn't realise that like half the Wargamers had arranged like 2v2 or 3 versus 3 games. So I was like slightly panicking when all these people walked through the door and I'm like, Jason, not to bug you on your holiday, but there's way more people here than you should.
We've overbooked Jason.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No?
No, I'm quite notorious. I'm like an airline. You know, I like to overbook, expecting people to cancel, and then when they don't cancel, try to blame everyone else for those problems.
I see.
Exactly like an airline.
Gotcha.
Because, yeah, it's always a good idea, right, is overbook, because, you know, nothing could possibly go wrong with that. Hotels, like in Birmingham, for example.
He's going to be salty about that.
Because we still have ours, right?
Yeah. Well, I believe I still have mine. They haven't contacted me.
Okay, mine's still got mine as well, so.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter now. I've got a hotel. I'm just a little bit further away. That's just nothing wrong with that. I'm staying at the hotel that I stayed at before, so I'm not too upset.
It's not too bad.
I'd just rather be in, you know, the hotel that I found.
Vicinity,
and, and that I booked and paid for. You know. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Off topic now,
A
Jason.
little bit off topic because we are doing a news show, news roundup. Can you believe it's been a month since we did one of these?
Yes.
Does it really feel like a month? It doesn't feel like a month to me. I literally feel like we did
It
one of
definitely
these,
feels
like,
a month to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's when it's at the point where I'm just sort of like, I can't even remember what we did on the last news show. So it's...
That's fair. I mean, I can't remember either, but yeah, we did some news. We did some games that we played last year, and we did some games we played that month, which is ironic, really, because we're going to do those exact same things today, as well as the all-important Hype Club, which I'm sure both of you have got things that you're very hyped about, right?
Very last minute, but yes.
Notice how there's silence from the other microphone. We'll get to that. You've got about 20 minutes, Jack.
To conjure up something.
He's hyped for the Hype Club next month where he'll have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Spoilers, Jason.
No, it's been a very full-on month, as we will get to.
Yes, I'm sure we will. So, shall we start off by talking about some games we played last year? Because there's 2 to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And I know that we have all played all of them, which is great. We'll start off with First Rat from Pegasus Spiel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. So, now, I'm going to start with this one because I was looking for it earlier and I can't find it, which means I've either accidentally sold it or I can't find it because it's still not been unpacked since the move. But I know there's only one bag left and I'm pretty sure they're all small box games. So I think I might have accidentally parted ways with my First Rat. Which is annoying because it has a really good insert and it has a lot of really nice sticker upgrades on it as well.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Was that in the massive haul you sold a while ago?
It's entirely possible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't remember selling it, but...
I don't remember you saying you was going to sell it as well, to be honest.
No,
You put
exactly.
it in the bundle by mistake?
I might have done. I may well have done, which will kind of suck because I actually quite like First Rat as it happens. But anyway, talking about it.
On a related subject, congratulations to the person who's got a very good deal.
Yeah.
You just got a free copy of Free Rat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, First Rat, guys. What are your thoughts on it a year on?
From what I can remember of it, I actually really enjoyed it. I liked the fact that there's a lot going on in it.
Yep. Lots of different things to upgrade and different paths to victory, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm one of those amazing rat astronauts that's got no intention of leaving the ground. I mean, I think you're all idiots for trying to go to space because I just hoard the cheese. And it's usually a pretty good strategy for me. So, yeah. What about you, Ant? Memories of First Rat?
I remember I've only played it once. Is this the one with the light bulbs and
That's the one.
cheese?
Yeah.
Yes, I can vaguely remember it, but I can't honestly say if I liked it or not. It's one of those ones I needed to play a couple more times.
Yeah.
Like you guys do the rule of 3. I remember bits of it, but I can't. Yeah,
No, that's
I
fair.
can't remember if I actually. Probably did enjoy it, but I needed to get a couple more plays out of that.
No, that's fair. I'm still thumbs up on this one. In fact, double thumbs up. I'm just actually really annoyed now that I can't remember where the damn thing is.
Let's hope it's in that bag.
I
Let's put it
really
that way.
hope it's in that bag. We will probably be scouring through that bag.
If it
tomorrow.
is, let's get back to the table because I need to play again.
Yeah, too right. I enjoy that game. James, what about you? A year on, thumbs up, thumbs down?
still thumbs up from me. I enjoyed it. I think the first play of it took me more towards the end to actually kind of wrap my head around everything. But the second play we did of it was definitely, right, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah. I think you did quite well on the second play as well.
I think I did from what I remember.
Yeah.
There was at least one play, because we played it a few times. There's at least one play of it where I did well.
Yeah. I think you won a game of it. I don't remember exactly.
I either
I'm sure
won
you
or came close to winning.
Yeah. Year on, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. James gives it a thumbs up, and by default gives it a thumbs up.
I'll default, but yeah.
It's in the middle, isn't
It's
it?
in the mid, but it's most likely going to be up. I mean, like I said, I can remember bits. I mean, I know we played it with Paul, so yeah.
Okay.
We need an option for basically, I can't remember.
Yeah. Or I wasn't on the podcast at that point. No.
Seems longer than a year, that game. But hey,
It does, yeah. I thought it was, but unless I went back way too far on the
No,
the
it
list,
wouldn't because
entirely possible.
you bought your copy at Expo last year, so it tracks that
Makes
it was
sense,
in the line post Expo to be played.
I mean, to be fair, the next game also confirms that it was in the correct thing because the next game was Earth.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do I really need to ask how we feel about this?
I still love that game.
Yeah.
The two.
I do very much like that game. I was really happy this year to obviously upgrade to getting more player mats as well.
Yeah.
Means we're going to get that to the table a lot more. Obviously, I've really kind of got into inside up games.
Yeah.
Haven't I really? 'Cause
Oh, we know
obviously,
that, yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, I obviously backed Terminus on the strength of how good.
He mocks my De Beer
was.
collection and he's got his upside down once.
And
Inside Up
obviously I got
Draft them right.
Draft and Write Records as well, which I'm still probably into. I finally got that back.
Yes, you did,
'cause
yes.
Obviously Stephen came over for a game night. He brought it with him.
Oh, did he borrow it as well?
He did, yes. So I've got that back now. And I was caressing it earlier, saying, "Oh, thank you for coming home."
And then
Thank
he
you
goes,
for
look,
coming
there's a
home."
dent.
Yes, I haven't broken out the magnifying glass just yet.
Just yet.
But I've been busy working, so that'll be tomorrow night. So, Stephen, be aware, the magnifying glass is prepared and ready.
A blemish.
A minor blemish. But, I have to ask the question because it's protocol here. James, a year on from Inside Up. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
A year on from Earth.
That's it. That's
yeah.
the one. Yeah.
Double thumbs up still. I love that game.
Excellent. Anthony.
Same as, I really enjoy that game.
Yeah.
It's another one of those ones that surprises me because theme-wise, meh.
Yeah.
It's just it's another one of those games about sort of,
That was me the first time we played
environments and trees and plants and stuff, which I'm just a bit like meh. But the game is just addictive as all sin.
Yeah.
I was in two minds about playing this one because we had the other one beforehand. We cleaned the pollution up.
Yeah. Earth Rising. Yeah.
That wasn't all that. So I was a bit skeptical in playing Earth, but Earth is fantastic. It's one of those ones I like to play for a bit, leave it for a while, and come back to it and go, this is a great game.
Yeah.
You know?
Tableau engine builders, I think they're up there in mechanic-wise as games that I really like.
Yeah, definitely.
And Inside Up seem to be very good at that.
Yeah, and I agree, I actually agree with what Ant has actually just said there. It's actually quite nice to not play it for a while because you miss it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do miss it.
I do.
And when you do come back to it, it's like, yeah, I really want to play this again.
Yeah, I contributed a playmat to that. I want to play it again.
You did, and we haven't played it since, ironically. Yeah, I might sell that game now, just to spite James, really.
Any thoughts on the expansion since? Are you still not bothered by it, or?
I'm really not.
No,
I kind of... Again, it's going to be one of them things like when I go to Essen, I'm sure they're going to have it there, at least a demo.
As I say, you're going to be tempted just to have a look.
I obviously was looking at it when we were at Expo, and I just didn't see anything there that really called for it.
It's one of those games that I think we've spoken about it in the past, about expansions for the sake of expansions. Because I can't think of anything in Earth that either needs more depth to it or... it'd be really good if they added this X mechanic or Y mechanic.
Yeah.
I like the game as it is. I don't see the need to change it.
No.
Or if
feel the need for an
if
expansion.
they did bring an expansion out, it'd have to add something special.
Yeah.
And I just didn't see that from the expansion.
It's kind of weird, really, because I'm in that same camp. I love the game as it is. I kind of don't want it to change. Whereas something like Ark Nova, for example, is still one of my most favourite games of all time. However, even that base game, I still said it had flaws and there was things that it needed.
Yeah.
We got those things that it needed in the Marines World expansion. I'm now at a point where if they were to release another expansion for Ark Nova, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I've got everything I need.
It would have to have something, again, like we said, that's like all really eye-catchy, because that was the impression I got when I looked over the expansion for Earth was, I don't think it really needs it.
No, exactly. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a double thumbs up as well. I think there was double thumbs up all around, which I think is the first time we've done one of these with a triple.
With everyone's a double thumb, yes.
With a trio of double thumbs up. So that's definitely a mark of approval there, that one. So going on from games we talked about this time last year, let's talk about some games that we have played this month. And I think we need to start with James on this one, because he has played so many games.
Oh, yeah, he's being sarcastic in case you couldn't work that one out. it has been slim pickings for gaming this month for me.
Aye.
Indeed, there's been a lot going on. I haven't been able to attend many of the Wednesday night gaming.
Yes.
So it's in hyphens because it's quite often not on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
Hence the reason I haven't been able to come to them. But yeah, so I have played a grand total of 2 games this month, according to my metrics.
Yes, that's not good, James.
It's not. It's been very slim this month.
You're going to devolve into the newbie.
Put out some better games, man.
Well, yeah, that's what can we say? What can we say?
Ouch.
But so, James, of your
have to get the jab in there. It's like, up your game, mate, and I might sit down.
Of your 2 games that you've managed to play, which one would you like to highlight for this month?
I am going to highlight Living Forest, the Kodama expansion.
Okay.
Because it has been a long while since I've played that, and I'd forgotten how good it was.
Nice. You could have bettered that, though, so when you're going to highlight the Living Forest playmat. Because that was the first time we played on the playmat, and that playmat was awesome.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I like the way that everything was on the mat, and it organises stuff a lot better.
Yes, yeah. Especially with that awesome UV insert that I've got as well. So.
Yeah. It's very... It greatly enhances the table presence, and that game had decent table presence already. But like I said, the fact that everything is laid out and has a spot on that mat just keeps everything a little bit more organised.
Yeah. I think it's kind of kept the footprint a bit smaller as well, because I remember when we used to play it on this table, it kind of felt a bit cramped, whereas now
I think it
doesn't seem to have that
I
issue.
think that's... I struggle to find the word for it, but I think that's kind of our own doing, because everything is in those like punchboardy trays.
Yeah.
It's very freeform when you set it up. So I think by habit, almost, you spread it out a little bit. Whereas because the mat has places for everything, it's almost saying, hey, put this here.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you don't have the UV print, can you still put everything on the mat?
Yeah.
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 Oh, he's
Yeah,
talking.
it still could do it. I know you said it with detail with the UV print's quite nice, but if you didn't have that, can it still?
Oh yeah,
fit on the
Oh,
map?
yeah.
100%. Yeah. Obviously, it's designed to work
To get everything on there.
The stuff that came in the original box rather than the UV aftermarket thing that I've got. That just made it look even better.
Nice.
So no, it's good. Cool. Living Forest. I do enjoy a bit of Living Forest. I enjoy the Kodama expansion as well.
Yeah, it was. I think it was me, you, and Dave that played, wasn't it?
I believe it.
Yeah, and it was just great to get it back to the table again because it's another one of those games that I haven't necessarily missed. As in, I've been thinking about it, going, I want to play it. But when it was down and we started playing, it was like, oh, I've missed this game.
Yeah. Again, I guess it's another one, like you said, if you come to miss it, you're going to enjoy it more.
But it's like I said, it's one of those odd ones where it's like I'm not thinking about it actively, going, "Oh, I miss it." But once we started playing, it was more a case of, "Oh, I've forgotten how good this game is."
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Anthony, what have you been playing this month?
I've been playing a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to highlight the one I've played a couple times this month.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to a game that came out a couple of years ago, which is Ankh, Gods of Egypt.
Oh, okay, yep.
A game, like I said, with Earth, is one of those ones you put away for a while, forget you have it, and then when you bring it back, you think this game is epic.
Yeah.
So basically, long story short, I found out that the guys from Legends of Podcasting had never played it.
Oh.
One of them actually owns it and has never played it. So I thought, let's get it to the table, let them have a try of it, and they loved it. Posted a few pictures of it on my podcast page, and then my gaming group was like, "Oh, I missed that game. Let's go back and do that."
Oh, nice.
So whilst you was away, we organised a night for them to come over and play it again, sort of thing. And I do miss that game. I do love it.
I'm not gonna lie, I miss it. I haven't played it in so long. So I don't have my copy anymore. From what I remember, you sold your copy.
No, I still have mine.
You still got yours.
mine.
Okay.
I sold my Blood Rage and Rising Sun, so I don't have the complete trilogy anymore. I just have Ankh now. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I really miss that game. I'm still a little bit sour on the catch-up mechanism in it.
Yes, so I'll be honest, we house ruled that on the second one because I find the merging very, very annoying. Yeah, and it's not necessary in my opinion, but
from what I've seen, from all the reactions, ever since it come out, that mechanism is the Marmite.
Yes, most
you
definitely.
either love it or you hate it, and I'm firmly in the I hate this mechanism.
Exactly. I'm with you on that one for sure. I mean, I explained to him that this will happen, but I think it's a mechanism that's not. It just it's not. Yeah. It's not needed.
You can play the game without it. 100%.
Of course you can. Oh, of course you can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And obviously the little camel miniatures.
Yes,
in it as well.
Yeah.
So
divide
good.
your regions up. Fantastic.
But the miniatures for me in that game are
yeah. Like Simon done. They always do great with their miniatures, but I think they went.
They went over the top with that.
Yeah.
One. Oh, so
most
good.
Definitely.
But over the top in a good way.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
No, that's really good. Cool. I would love to play that again soon. And if you've still got your copy, I
still have it.
think that might be one we need to get to the table.
Yeah, most definitely.
We need to draw up a games rota, really.
We do. The problem is every time we build this list and we try and stick to it, but then new stuff comes in. Be it.
James has been asking for stuff from me. I've been asking for stuff from him.
Yeah,
and it's just like
not just that, but even if a game does come. Like a brand new game comes out that we all sort of go, oh yeah, we're going to play this. At least if you've got the list on the wall, you can sort of go, right, we were here.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Now let's do it. Yeah,
we were here. Okay, the X game has kind of slotted in, but we still have.
Yeah. It's one of those really annoying times, isn't it? Because we get to this point, it's like, oh yeah, we really want to play this. We really want to play this. And then things just get in the way.
Yes.
And we run out of game time. And it's like, well, now we need to prioritize the ones that we have to play.
Yeah.
Be it for podcast reviews or video reviews, all that kind of stuff. And then they just keep falling down. They keep falling down, and then we run out of more time, and so on.
And then the newest release comes out, and you want to play that.
Yeah, because I'm looking at your shelf here, and it's just sort of like how many games up there that we haven't played for a while that I want to see come back to the table, as well as the ones that I know we need to play.
I sat here yesterday looking at my collection, going, I want to play so much of this.
But just talking about Earth and Living Forest, I've only played Living Forest twice. I'd love to play that again.
Yeah.
And talk about Earth is like, come on, we need to bring that
back. Earth is up there. Terminus, but I know that's on the rotation list anyway because we need to do an episode on it. Distilled, we haven't played that for ages. I still haven't played the expansion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dynagenics, but I could hold off on that until
the new lot comes out.
Oh, I don't know if I can wait that long to play Dynagenics. That's a bit too long.
We should have Firepoint before that anyway.
Especially as soon as that Kickstarter goes live very, very soon. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That might be something I talk about in a little bit. I'm going to want to play that game.
Yep.
So there you go.
And that's just like I said. That's just off of your shelf, off of Ant's shelf. It's like I'd happily play Ant again. I really enjoyed that the first time you introduced it to me. I want to play Foundations of Rome.
Yeah. Champions of Midgard.
Yeah.
So much of stuff. So much.
We'll get it done. Yeah. We'll crack on it, mate.
Okay, so I'm going to come in with a game that I want to highlight. It's not a game that's being highlighted purely because it's the best. It's not a bad game either. It's pretty middle of the road, but I have enjoyed my time playing it, which is 10 Tricks. Now, this is the cyberpunk Tetromino type game.
Yes.
Where, you are basically playing cyberpunk Tetris. And the only real difference is you've got a little bit of player elimination in there. Not so sure on that, but then you've got the added bonus tiles. Now that's the special bit for the game for me. As you're placing your Tetromino pieces, if you cover symbols, you get to draw bonus tiles from a bag. Those bonus tiles incorporate bits of take that to the other players, or it can be stuff that benefits yourself. And it just changes the game just that little bit. But ultimately, it's Tetris, the game, the board game. I do really enjoy it. I have always enjoyed Tetris itself. But this one was an interesting one that I backed on Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter delivery a little bit earlier on in the year, but I've only recently started getting it to the table.
Have you played it, James?
I've played it once, and if I'm being brutally honest, I'm not sold on it. But then again, the Tetris-style games, I take them or leave them sort of thing. Yeah. The only one that I can honestly say that I've enjoyed from that kind of game, and even then it's not really Tetris, is Project L.
Yeah. Oh, so again, I think I've only played that once or twice. I'd love to play that again.
But I've been playing it a little bit more recently because I'm obviously building up to doing a potential video for that one. So that might be something that comes on the channel very soon. But
I liked it. I mean, I think the only thing that I was trying to get my head around was the abilities you mentioned and how you can pass them, but sometimes you can't pass them to the certain players and stuff. I think that's the only thing that got me. So if I play it again next time, I think I'll enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have a big history with Tetris and my dad being a Tetris champ and whatnot. So I think it's a game he would really like as well. But I think you said he might enjoy a different one. So
Tetris Link.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, again, spoilers for the video. I've already come up with a section where I am going to be comparing those two.
Right.
As to which one I would prefer to play. So there you go. That is 10 Tricks by Alien S Games.
Nice.
Okay, so that is some games we've been playing this past month. Are you ready to take a trip to the Hype Club?
Hype Club!
For the month of, what is it, month of August? I think we've just finished.
End of August.
Hype Club time. Anthony, would you like to go first to the Hype Club?
I will, Jason.
Beat up the door.
Because I actually have something last minute. Thank you, Restoration Games, very last minute. As of 3 hours from now, they have finally announced what they're going to be doing for The Witcher Unmatched. And it will not be not just one box set, it will be 2 box sets. Yeah!
They're quite large box sets.
Yes.
As well.
They actually have like 3 to 4 characters per box now, which is fantastic. Because as far as we knew, it was only going to be just the one box.
Yeah.
And they're doing the exclusive miniature, aren't they?
Yes.
Which, if you're a fan of Witcher games, it's Geralt in the bath. I mean, if you know, you know. So, but I'm super hyped up for this. I mean, I don't have any of my Unmatched anymore because Jason's got it all. There's no point both of us owning it. But if you're not going to get it, Jason, I'm seriously considering it because Witcher is in my top 5 video games of all time. Mm-hmm. And just seeing this box set, like you've got all the main characters that you want. Like from Yennefer to Triss, to even the main leader of the Wild Hunt themselves, who is an utter badass. So I cannot wait. So thank you, Restoration Games, for releasing that hours before the episode.
That literally came out like 1 hour and 30 minutes before we were due to be here.
So can't wait. I think the pre-orders will be soon, but it won't be till next year anyway till it's released. So
exactly. Because we know there is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
we got that
crowdfunding
first.
coming
Yeah.
soon. So, yeah, that's it does look good. I will say that.
Yeah.
The sets look good.
Yeah.
I have no intention of buying it. However,
It's just weird how they've got that exclusive miniature, how they've not done that since Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Where they could have done that with some of the other IPs and would have got a lot of money out of it. It's just weird how they've just done it for Witcher instead, you know?
It's very strange.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have no intention of buying it. However, it will entirely depend on my partner because I believe she really does like The Witcher.
Okay.
So, I feel I might be forced into buying that. So you might not even have to buy it.
I might even have to buy it.
But we'll see. We will see. James, Hype Club, what are you hyped for?
Yay! I'm hyped that Ant is hyped for The Witcher.
He's hyped for Hype Club. That's all we need.
Oh dear, James. Oh dear. Is this all like an add-on from the fact that you've just been completely out of the gaming sphere?
Pretty much. That and the fact that, we've mentioned a few times that I'm not as into all the news channels that you guys are. I don't crowdfund stuff, so I'm not seeing what's coming up and all that kind of stuff. I usually wait for my gaming news from you two.
We need to change that, James. We do need to change that. But I will allow you a pass this month because it has been a particularly stressful month. We do a new job that you still haven't started
and
properly.
Some family stuff.
Yes, indeed.
He'll make up for it next month.
I'm sure you will. So 2 hype clubs from James next month then. Yeah. It'll wait until we've done the news segment next month. I was like, oh yeah, hang on a minute. No, I remember that. I'm hyped for that.
There you go.
All right, cool. I will close out the Hype Club then by saying that my Hype Club is sponsored by Crowdfunders Anonymous because I have 2 things that I'm hyped for this month, and they're both crowdfunding things. So I'm jumping off of the the horse that I've been on of not crowdfunding, and I'm jumping back on the wagon of crowdfunding because you've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles campaign is coming this month. And also the one that I'm most looking forward to. It was James's Hype Club for last month, but we are just at time of recording, 6 or 7 days away from the official release of Dinogenics on the crowdfunding for the new expansion and all that. So I am very, very hyped for that.
So this is both next month?
They are both within this month, yes.
Expensive month for you then.
Oh, yeah. I believe there's even some other campaigns which are coming as well. So this could be yeah. Luckily, most of it is coming on GameFound, so I'll be able to do some stretch pace stuff.
I was going to say,
Dinogenics is definitely on there. So that's good.
Fine. That's 20 quid a month for that.
That's good. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm keeping my eye to the ground on, news on the Dinogenics one because I really want to talk about that expansion and what it's going to bring to the game, but it looks like it's going to bring quite a lot. So yes, that's my hype. Excuse the fact that I'm not particularly hyped because I'm exhausted.
Yeah, Jason, be more hyped.
Yeah, Hype Club, man. No, I am very, very hyped for those games. It's going to cost me a lot. Let's put it that way. Damn you, crowdfunding.
Damn you, in monthly installments.
Indeed. We're going to have to start a new segment soon, Crowdfunders Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come up with our admissions. Hosted by James.
By the way, get on the bandwagon, mate. You need to start crowdfunding your crowdfunding habit.
Yeah, it's true. It is very true. But, that is the end of Hype Club. James, you've got away with it for another month.
Yay.
But now it's time to, talk about some news from the last month. And, oh my God, considering Gen Con is not long over, it really wasn't that much worthy of note, to be honest. There's a few stories that I picked out through necessity more than anything. But, we'll kick off with some news if you guys are ready.
Go for it.
Your opinions on them. So, the first one I want to cover will be with regards to Asmodee. They have announced a new partnership, and more than a partnership, because they are creating a new game design studio with Lego.
So when you say game design, as in actual board game design?
Board game design.
Okay.
Special studio just to put out games with Lego in them, basically. Now, Lego, this isn't their first, It's not their first rodeo. They've been at this table before. They released a few games. I think it was between 2009 and 2013. One that I remember playing particularly was, I think, Shave the Sheep. It was a nice little filler game, quite a fun little game. But that's all they ever really did, like small little filler games. They did some Star Wars ones as well. But this one is obviously going to be a bit more involved, I think, because they've come up with this new studio, which is, I think, Dotted Games.
Okay.
But it is a partnership between Asmodee and Lego. Now, what's your feelings on Lego coming to the table, I guess, again?
I mean, it'd be interesting how they're going to incorporate Lego into board gaming, because that's obviously what they're going to do.
Yep. Well, they've got one announced already, which I think is called...
I was literally about to ask if they got anything in the works already. Or...
so the one that was announced and is actually due out at Essen is called Monkey Palace. I don't know too much about it, but it looks interesting because you've got, obviously, your standard size board and then all this Lego built up where it's like you're building like like when you go to a zoo and you see the monkey frames and stuff. It kind of looks like that, but made out of Lego. I'm not sure what the purpose of the game is, but it seems interesting, an interesting concept.
It can go one of two ways. I mean, what audience are they trying to get? Is this, you've got the kids side obviously playing games and stuff, but then you've got the adults getting into Lego and whatnot. So are they trying to get to both in? Is this a way of getting kids to play more board games, but with, with or without Legos? It's like, well, if you like this, why don't you try this card game or whatever? I don't know. It might not have Lego in it, but it's getting you into board games, isn't it? So it might help out in that aspect in a way. I
mean, I think it's interesting because we talked not that long ago when they released the D&D set.
Yes.
It came with the built-in...
I still want that.
It came with that built-in one-shot.
That's right, yeah.
It's just like, well, actually, this is kind of a good idea because you're going to drag from both sides and then you're going to get a bit of cross-pollination.
I thought that made sense to me because it's like, one of my biggest criticisms with things like D&D is for a role-play game, there's not much to actually draw you into the immersion. It's like, it's literally all in the mind, which I'm not particularly good at. Whereas having... Lego almost lends itself to that because you can build whatever you want to help bring you into the immersion. You could make a dungeon out of Lego. You could have Lego characters to go through it and that kind of stuff. It's like, that makes sense to me. It's like a board game, not really sure how that's going to incorporate. I know, unless it's like a heavyweight Euro about forming a company that sells tiny plastic bricks.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a really cool Euro game, wouldn't it, really? Instead of using cubes... Which, you have to do if you're making a Euro. Just use literally bits of Lego.
I know you said they kind of done it a while ago. Was it 2009?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm quite surprised they didn't do it at the same time Funko were doing it with their little mini pop things, wasn't they? They had like a Batman one, they had a Jurassic Park, a Jaws board game, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Quite surprised they haven't done it to compete with them. But now that they're out the way now, I guess they can do it, can't they?
They can, but are they going to ultimately end up in the same pit that Funko went into because they're not doing that anymore?
It's going to test the grounds, isn't it?
My worry is that it's going to be, it's ironic you bringing up the Funko thing. It's like, is it going to be exactly the same where it's like the first one's a novelty and then everyone goes, not interested?
Yeah,
it will be interesting to see. I'm definitely, if that game is at SNO, I will want to check it out because
absolutely,
it looks
just to see what it looks like.
And I'd like to see what they do bring to the table because, again, I like the idea of the cross-pollination, between Lego collectors, gamers, and if you can combine the two, if it's going to make a better community, a bigger community, I'm all for it. Might not be the games that I'm interested in, but I know my son is absolutely obsessed with Lego. And if I plonk a Lego board game down on the table, he is going to want to play it.
There you go, mate. And what's to stop them trying to make their own board game with their own Lego pieces?
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. You never know. We might...
they might be onto something. You never know.
This combination of superpowers, I guess, could be the formulus for the next great board game designer.
It could be. I'm going to remain the pessimist here and go, I hope that that's the end result. I don't see it.
No.
For you, Jason, are you happy that Asmodee is taking this on, or would you prefer another company to have done it?
I mean, let's be honest. If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Asmodee. They are the giant within the board game, I guess, sphere. I can't think of any other company that would do a better job. Asmodee have got a pretty good track record with regards to the family weight games.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Cosmos could have done a good deal with them. Yeah. But I'm kind of interested because obviously it's not technically Asmodee. It is a brand new studio, but it's obviously the combination of the two.
Right.
I like the fact that it's not Asmodee doing a game with Lego license. I like the fact that Lego are involved because it means they can protect their own IPs. I mean, that's the other question here, as we talked about it before. When Lego did this before, we ended up with some Star Wars games. Are they going to be able to incorporate all of those Lego licenses that they have into
Depends
board
if this
games?
one kicks off or not, isn't it?
Exactly.
They might give them more.
Or is it just going to be original ideas? Who knows? But it's an interesting news article.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, sticking with Asmodee, actually, we're going to talk a little bit more about them. Because I'm going to ask you a question and sort of say, if anyone's going to know the answer to this, it'll be Ant, but I don't think you will. If I was to say the Embracer Group to you, do you know who they are, what they do, anything like that?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, the Embracer Group is an investment group, right? And they have fingers in lots and lots of pies, be it digital PC gaming, consoles. I believe they do movie stuff as well.
Okay.
But they are also the parent company of Asmodee. They bought Asmodee in 2021, late 2021. And started trading with them in 2022. Now, the issue has arisen because the Embracer Group is currently hemorrhaging money. They are in, I think, something like $1.45 billion of debt. However, the silver lining here, Asmodee is actually the company that's keeping them afloat. Because they are, while they're not making as much as they were, they are making quite a decent amount of money. Now, obviously, big companies like this, when they start getting into trouble, one of the first things they do is they start restructuring. And that is exactly what Embracer Group is doing. While still being the parent company of all these different companies, they're going to split them again. So Asmodee is going to become a separate company again, still owned by Embracer Group, but so on and so forth. But by doing that, the Embracer Group is obviously siphoning off some of that debt.
Yeah.
And apparently the majority of it is going to be going to Asmodee. So the thought within the sort of financial circles is the reason they're doing it is because they know that Asmodee can absorb it and they will eventually pay the debt off. The problem is, love them or hate them, Asmodee is a massive company within tabletop gaming. If it goes down the pan, it has the chance of taking most of the business with it. It will take a lot of the hobby with it, as it goes around the U-bend.
Right.
Because it's such a big company. So a lot of people are scared by it. But what's your take on all of this?
Yeah, and I think it's a legitimate concern because you say that they're performing well at the moment and they can absorb that debt. But one thing that will happen with that is that they will lose their ability to develop, invest money in things like development, purchase acquisitions, all of that, because suddenly they're going to be saddled with all that debt, which means they're going to have to go into management of that debt, which means cutting spending.
Yeah, exactly. And, this is the other thing, that the amount of things that Asmodee own as well. They bought out Board Game Arena, for example, which is great to a degree because like Board Game Arena have just celebrated having their 10 millionth user on the platform, which is brilliant.
It's good for them.
But again, if Asmodee go, so does that. They own multiple gaming studios. I know at one point they owned Plaid Hat Games. I think they...
Do they?
They did. I believe
right, okay.
they pulled away, or they
I never knew
managed to get their independence back. But I think Z-Man Games were owned by Asmodee at one point as well.
Okay, interesting.
There's a lot of companies. So a lot of these smaller games publishers, you will find more often than not, they're actually...
And that's why they'll never reprint Chinatown. Damn you.
But, that's the worry, right? So all of these amazing little game studios that we know and love, you may not know are involved with Asmodee. And if they go down the pan...
Well, Lego's gambled on this then.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if they've just got that contract from them. Yeah. I mean, but then again, it's just this kind of... But I think it's like what James says. It's like if you're going to keep progressing with goods and you take that one little stumble, it's going to take you a while to get back up again because you'll have other companies that won't rely on you and stuff.
And obviously there was the news, in fact, frequent news over the past few years that every year Asmodee have been putting their prices up to the retailers. That's not news. That happens every year, but they've been putting out well above the rate of inflation.
That would be to
And there's a reason for that, isn't it?
That would be to start managing this debt that they're about to get dumped on them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to guess they're not going to be dumped with the lot of it, but, you know, they haven't given any numbers from what I could see, but, you know, when you've got people saying a sizable chunk, I'm assuming at least a quarter of that debt is going to be lumped onto them.
Yeah.
Which I think could
go to their investors, won't it? Yeah. So
yeah, it could be tough times ahead.
I mean, at the same time, being owned by an investment group, it could be worse.
Yeah, I mean,
because they tend those kind of investment groups, when they are in that much debt, they tend to start asset stripping the companies underneath them. So at least that's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is I don't know how true this part was, but I was reading a little bit. When they do this reshuffle and re-separate the companies, there's a lot of people saying that a lot of those companies are going to become publicly traded.
Yeah.
Which will be the first time that Asmodee has ever been publicly traded. So you'll be able to get shares and what have you in the company as well, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
But again, history with public traded companies, not always great, but also not that bad. So yeah, interesting. I think that's going to be a news story I'm going to try and keep my eye on, because I feel we might see a bit more coming from that in the coming months. So let's go a bit more positive, shall we? Let's talk about Gen Con. Because Gen Con is over. The figures are in. It's all been verified and all of that. Gen Con this year broke attendance records.
Did it?
It did. They actually had to stop entries because it was sold out.
Wow.
Before the show even started. They managed to sell 71,000 tickets. And by all accounts, reading and watching quite a few of the reviews of the show from exhibitors as well as people, it was obvious that they'd sold out and that it was very busy. A lot of people saying that maybe 71,000 was a bit too much. And that, it wasn't capable of dealing with that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that aspect of the downside of that. It's not capable of it. But the upside is you've got a massive rise in board gamers.
Yeah.
And this is a thing that's coming out every year, isn't it? Even UKGE gets bigger every year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I just love how this hobby is expanding more than it is, or than it has been the last couple of years. So again, it's a shame they couldn't get everyone in, but the fact that you've got so many people wanting to do it now is a good sign.
It's another one of those things that you hope that they take that on board for next year.
Exactly.
And go, right, okay, we had to turn people away, so we need to account for that next year.
Yeah. See, now, my sort of take on this really was, having not been to Gen Con, I know none of us have, we can't really comment on the way it's laid out or anything like that. I understand it's a massive layout, like Essen sort of size. And I think they even have a stadium that they do stuff in as well. But I think, for me, my take from this is actually similar to what I said about Expo for next year and going forward. Expo's getting bigger every year. Expo had, I think, a 20% increase. That's what they were saying for Gen Con. It was a 25% increase since the previous year. I think we're at a point now where these conventions are growing so rapidly that maybe a proactive approach is needed as opposed to a reactive one. It's like, we know that this year was busy. Yes. How can we deal with that? Maybe it's time. Like Expo, for example, I can talk for that. My mindset would be, yes, I understand the cost, but maybe it's time to bite the bullet and get another hall so that you've got room to expand. Yes, you may not have enough to warrant, filling it in the first year of having it, but you've got years of expansion potential there. And I think maybe, by the sounds of it, Gen Con may well be the same, or cap the tickets a little bit lower. Because, 71,000 people, 71,000 tickets, that's a lot of people. That's a hell of a lot of people. Even in a big venue, that's a lot. And, read it. I think listening to a Dice Tower reactions to it all as well. And they were just sort of like, you'd be standing on the stands looking out. And normally you get a break every now and again. But they're like, no, it was just solid the entire time. You couldn't see the stands on the other side of the aisle because there's just so many people. That sounds like hell to me. I wouldn't be able to cope with it.
I was literally about to ask you that. So with this coming for you two, with UKG getting bigger and bigger every year, how do you feel about that in aspects like it's going to get to a point where I'm not going to have any room to move, let alone... Because I used to go to Comic Cons years and years ago, and they got more popular, they got more expensive, and I've never been to one ever since because it's just absolutely ramo. And I'm kind of hoping the board game conventions don't do this, but it's still good to have more. It's like a win or lose situation.
It is one of those. Like I'd be really happy for them if they were. Approaching, booming, if they're approaching that and business is good and booming. But especially for things like UKGE, whereas I've never been to Gen Con, so I can't comment on what it's like or what kind of show it is. But UKGE is a lot of exhibitors that are actually selling stuff. Yeah. And when it's that, even as it is now, especially on the Saturday, you want to browse the stall and you can't.
Yeah. Yeah, and by all accounts, that's basically what Gen Con was every day. And that to me sounds like that is the kind of thing that would stop me from going.
Yeah.
Like I there's a reason I don't go into the halls at Expo on the Saturday. I can't deal with that amount of people. Doesn't mean I don't want to be in the environment. That's why I will always be in the gaming hall. You'll always find me there on a Saturday, but that's where I am.
Yeah.
I go there in the morning and I stay there.
But that's the whole point of us going for the whole thing, effectively, is like we go in the halls on the quieter days. Yeah. Because, it's like those aisles aren't exactly massive.
No.
And if you get funneled into the middle, you've gone past 6 stands, but just being moved by the wave of people. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. I was supposed to stop and look. Yeah. What was on those 3 stands we kind of just whooshed past because we're sandwiched in the middle of this throng of people that's moving that way.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, I want to go down this cross, where the paths are crossing, but I can't because I'm stuck.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's that busy, it's like you need more space and you need to spread people out.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, this kind of news is really badly timed. With us going to Essen, my first time in Essen, I'm nervous for how busy it's going to be anyway, because Essen is the biggest, right? I know how busy it's going to be, and I know it's going to be very stressful on me being around that many people. I want to do it. I'm very excited to do it, but it is a worry.
Yeah. With no gaming halls as well.
With no gaming halls to escape to, is like, I get the feeling that, I may become overwhelmed at one point. It's like, no, I need to go out and get some air. I want to try and avoid that because I'm here to check the stands out. I'm here to buy games.
I will admit that's one thing that still, to this day, surprises me about Essen being the biggest, that it doesn't have facilities for gaming.
It's not that type of event by all accounts, but I'm sure I'll find out in just under 5 weeks.
But it still surprises me, even as a business model, because I think there's one thing that UKG does really well. It's like if people have the capacity to sit down and play games, there'll be more hyped effectively to go and buy more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about demos and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the building's allowed to stay open late at night.
No.
It's probably one of the reasons why. I'm not sure. They did mention it when I went, but I can't remember it now, to be honest.
I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out. But any other final comments you want to make about the crazy amount of people?
Like I said, it's good to hear people getting into the hobby even more, but it is a worry that I'm going to go to Expo one day and I'm going to be like, I don't want to be here. I don't like...
Yeah.
I've been through massive crowds when I was younger and stuff, but now I'm like, I don't want to be around this amount of many people.
I'm middle-aged, I don't want people knocking into my back all the time. My back's bad enough.
Get out of here, you.
Okay, guys, so I have one more thing that I wanted to mention, and this one I got quite excited about when I saw it, because it was an announcement from Ludonort, which was, ironically, we were talking about it earlier, James, a new Living Forest.
Oh.
There is a Living Forest Jewel is coming. Now,
Jewel is in like the jewelry, or is in Jewel as in two players?
2 players. Right, that's right. It is going to be a dedicated 2-player game. It appears that Jewel games seem to be the flavour of the month at the minute.
I really don't know how, because I can't even get people to play 2-player games.
Yeah, I think ever since, was it 7 Wonders Jewel? I think kicked all this off. Then you've had, was it the Lord of the Rings one?
Yeah. Sky Teams.
Yeah, there's just so many different
Star Wars
dual
Unlimited,
games
all
coming
that
out.
sort of stuff, yeah.
But yeah, these sort of 2-player versions of full-size games keep coming out. And I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I'm excited for it. I want to play it. But it's not like you can't play Living Forest with 2 people. I mean, this one, from the visuals, from what I've seen, the tokens for the trees aren't there. You know, they're just normal cards. It seems this one is a very card-based game. However, the box is the same size, so it's not like it's like Seven Wonders Duel comes in a smaller box.
Yeah.
This one seems like it comes in the standard full-size thing, and there's like a central deck of cards. I'm not 100%, but for those of you that want to read it, go on the Ludinaut website. They've got all the rules and stuff on there. You know, they explain the whole game. I wasn't going to copy that and read it here.
Yeah, but I'm going to say, that's not the best explanation in the world. So
No,
it's not really making me sort of want to play it. I mean, I think you echoed it, what I was thinking there, which is I don't think it needs it. You could just play Living Forest at 2 players.
Yeah. Well, the one thing yeah, exactly. One thing I did copy directly over is the synopsis for the game. Now, this could be the synopsis for Duel. It could be the synopsis for the normal Living Forest. Who knows? But yeah, in Living Forest Duel, 2 players face off as the spirits of summer and winter, each striving to save the sacred forest and be recognised as the ultimate protector. Although their goals are similar, only one season will claim the honours, so plan your strategies carefully.
So Highlander, Living Forest, there could be only one.
There can be only one. But does that not just sound like the exact same synopsis from the normal Living Forest, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I would
It's like
act-
James said, just play Living Forest at 2-player.
I enjoy
Saving
it.
money.
I mean, there's a lot of these games that are adapted for duels. It is just play that game at 2 players.
Yeah, it's not like the normal versions of co-op. You know what I mean? It's still a dueling game.
Yeah.
You're just dueling with more than one person. So I'm interested for when it comes out. Again, this is another one I'm very much hoping will be at Essen. Demo.
I'm very much like you, and we've spoken it on here. I'm not a big fan of 2-player games.
No.
Anyway.
I mean, I've been playing a bit more of them recently. Me and Ant have got together a couple of times, done some 2-player games. Myself and my partner are playing more now as well. But yeah.
But it's not like every week you do that, though, is it?
No.
It's tough to get.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you have you play with your partner or something, like you said, it's more doable. But
yeah,
it's tough to get to.
Yeah, I'm just not a massive fan of games at that level. It's like we've mentioned multiple times, like 3 and 4 tends to be the sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I prefer being around a table with more people. But I'm looking forward to checking it out. It's due out early next year. I believe it's February.
So is it demo in Essen?
So I'm hoping it will be demo. I would assume they've announced it. They've got the copies because they've pictured it. And we know that it's coming in February. So one would assume they're going to have a demo
Something
of it,
there, yeah.
surely. Or at least a physical copy that you can see. So that's something I am genuinely looking forward to at Essen, which so far is quite high up on the list because there's not as much announced for Essen as I thought there might be at this point, but we'll see. But yeah, that
wasn't on the
is
hype
everything.
list, James.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games I think I'm gonna have to see it before I sort of think it's just.
Do I think it's going to be a replacement for my normal
No.
Living Forest? I don't think
No
it is.
chance.
I don't think it is. But seeing as though it is a game that we all love, I think
I'm quite surprised you
That's why I
said
had
it's
to
in the
mention
same sort of box. I mean, usually duels are built for like a travel purpose and
exactly,
something like. Yeah, I'm quite surprised by that.
I was also going to say that it's like you say that it seems to be mostly card based. It's like not like the standard Living Forest doesn't have a decent amount of card stock in it.
Yeah, yeah. So by all accounts, you don't have the buying market in this one. There's something new. You don't have the tiles for the trees. That's done on normal cards. And I believe you've got to create to win with the trees, for example, you have to have like a grid of 9 or something along those lines. But as I said, if you're interested in it, Ludinaut's website, they've got everything written on there. It's worth checking out. I will say it looks stunning. much like the original, but
Yeah,
some
I'm
of those newer cards that are in it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would be shocked if it didn't look good, considering its parent game, if you like.
Yes. Yeah. The tree tiles in this new one, I will say, just chef's kiss. They've got like a river and stuff running through it. It's beautiful. But yeah, there you go. That's all the news that really stood out to me when I had a little look earlier. Again, a bit of a slow month for news, which really surprised me because usually we have lots to delve into at this time.
I'm sure we'll make up for it the next couple of months. So.
Yes, yeah. So we have one more of these to do before we go off to Essen. So I'm hoping we're going to have a bit more to talk about then.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, we shall see. If not, we'll have to pad out the gaming section because, James, you're going to play lots of games this month, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. No, I think we will. We'll try and make sure.
Yeah, as I say, there's enough on the, we spoke about it earlier, there's enough on the request list.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's, again, I've got a few games coming, which I need to check out pretty quickly because some of them need content very quickly.
I've got another one, but I suspect it's more towards the back of the list because I think you guys played it on Tuesday when I wasn't there, but I wouldn't mind playing Harmonies again either.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Not
Stephen,
so sure I want to play
Stephen's 4-win streak.
Yeah, Stephen demolished us the other night, so well done, Stephen.
Yeah, no, I would expect that one to be at the back of the line because you guys literally just played it.
Yeah. It's a very good game, man.
I'll play it anytime, mate.
Yeah, too right. All right, anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I have run out of things on my little list here.
I think we've covered everything.
That's it, pretty good.
Fantastic, and we've done it in an hour today. Oh, boom. Boom, we're on fire today. And you've got to get home.
I've got to go home.
Take care of the kids.
Yes. Babysitter is anxiously waiting.
Excellent. James, you've got, nothing to do, really.
I have to eat.
Yeah, well, that's that's fair. That's fair. I've got to go to bed because I've got work in the morning. Yay!
I mean, I have to do that too, but that takes second place over I'm hungry.
It's one of the best things because my partner now lives with me. We're actually planning meals. I'm not getting to 10 o'clock at night and realising that I haven't eaten. Success. Win. Love it.
Great success.
Right. Till next week. I have been Jason.
I have been James.
I've been Ant.
You have been listening to the Meeple Minded Podcast. Join us next week for more tabletop gaming goodness. Ta-ta, goodbye.